Okay, these are the traits of a creative idealist. This is my secondary archetype, and I'm more of this wacky person over here. Creative idealists and people like me, we see things through a different lens. You often might be called, she marches to the beat of a different drum, right? So I put the pictures up here. We're super creative, we're messy, we color outside the box. We're innovators, super intelligent because we carry our energy high and we connect with the cosmos and we get downloaded information all the time. That's not to say the other archetypes don't. It's just that we're wired to have that better, more. So the engineers, if you have an engineer plus the achiever, the guy that likes to organize chaos, that's a powerful, powerful archetype, but often has a lot of inner conflicts between rules and coloring outside the box. But I get ahead of myself. I chose this picture because she's not conventional. Creative people are not conventional. They always are a little bit different. She's well put together, but she's sitting on the couch. She's wearing shoes. She's got light blue headphones. And I don't know what this cream is. She's doing something with the cream, right? So very, very creative. And they're put on the planet to move us forward. And, if you're a Georgia O'Keeffe, move our souls with beauty. If we're an Einstein or a Steve Jobs, move us forward with wisdom, with technology, with science. So the other traits of a leader, of a creative idealist that drive other people nuts are their tendency to go nuts. They can be really wacky, really outside the box, and they can be just when they're stressed, they leave their body, they're just on the roof. They're not grounded, they're not in reality. They also have an unreasonable fear. And it's usually related to birth trauma or even before birth trauma. I've almost always had that. I put this picture in here for running away. They tend to, when a fight or flight, they tend to run. They're runners, right? Instead of like an achiever would stand and hold their ground, and a leader would as well. So if you're a leader and you've got a strong archetype within you, one of the things I did on my personal power journey was I integrated my need of my secondary quality to run, which was my habit for the longest time. And then I called in my power of the leader and of my achiever, because I have a lot of that within me as well. Remember, a leader has all the archetypes within them so that they can gain rapport. So I integrated my stand the ground, my fight, to hold my ground, to stand my ground, to state my purpose, to say, I'm here instead of running. And you can do that. That's some of the things that you can do with this knowledge. It's like, oh, I didn't know I had the power to hold my ground. I thought I was just a runner. Oh, I didn't know that I'm wired to be wacky. I was raised by a father that didn't have wackiness in his vocabulary. And in fact, he survived the Great Depression and the Korean War. And the people that were wacky, that were out of the box, they're the ones that died first. So can you imagine his concern when you have a parent, when a creative idealist has a parent who's born to organize chaos? The creative idealist feels like they're clipping their wings. They don't know who they are because they're built to be expressive. So that's an emotional trauma. I'll get more into that in a little bit. The other thing about creative idealists is that we live in a sort of weird, organized chaos where we know where things are, but no one else could follow. So we have this different way of satelliting out different parts. And that's definitely part of our personality, is that we can hold many ideas and different possibilities all at once, kind of like we are the universe of infinite possibilities. And so when you're asking them a question, the more specific you can be with a question, the better answer you're going to get. And especially if they've left their body, the best thing you can do, number one, is let them leave and regroup on their own. And number two, the other thing you can do is ask them a question so they can answer. I know for me, when someone asks me a question, um, immediately about 100 answers come to mind. And I'm like, ask me another question so I know which one to say. Oh, the other thing is we have a rich inner life. Sometimes we appear more married to our work than to people. We have a hard time living in the present moment because it's so much fun to fantasize what if. Go ahead and pause this video to do some journaling and write down what surprised you, what didn't you know, who do you recognize? What qualities do you recognize in yourself and someone else?